So, why do we need a cancer survivorship program with Cancer Companions? I think that's a great question. The thing I want you to think about is surviving cancer is not as easy as you think. First of there's your body. Your body is never going to be the same. That doesn't mean that things won't continue to get better after treatment, but somehow or another, every form of cancer treatment ends up impacting you physically. The other thing might end up being your work. Your boss had a certain expectation about what work was going to look like before you were diagnosed, and he has an expectation of you going back to that place. How do you make that happen? That, of course, falls over to family as well. Family is really ready to be back to that place that you guys were at before diagnosis. But you know that things have happened in your life that are never going to change. And that's part of what happens during survivorship. Friends are ready to celebrate, family are ready to move on. It becomes hard to find a place where you're going to talk and genuinely process this incredibly huge thing called cancer treatment that just happened in your life. So then we stop and say, what about the fatigue? You take all of those things and put the fatigue on top of it, and everything can very surely start to slow down in your life. And so we want to be able to find a way to help people to cope. I think the largest issue, honestly, is probably the fears. Most people in post-treatment don't have fears day in and day out. They have this in and out kind of going fear about what if the cancer comes back? How is it going to handle at that time? Well, how does my life change even more than it has before? And how am I going to find some stability in my life with everything that's going on around me? So we've designed a program called the Abundant Life Retreat, where we're going to help survivors refocus, recommit themselves, and reconnect with Christ in very significant ways. How are we going to do this? By developing a program that's focused on healthy lifestyles. We think that folks that are post-treatment are ready to try to figure out what's the exercise supposed to be looking like in my life, the nutrition, as well as my stress management. How am I supposed to be dealing with these things in order to make the rest of my life absolutely the best and abundant life that I possibly can, the kind of life that Christ has intended for us. And so that's what these retreats are going to be about. And of course, everything is very scripture-based, scripture-filled type of connecting with people so that they can end up seeing what Scripture's trying to say to them. These opportunities for survivors to reconnect work to be a gift in their life. And I want to thank you for all that you do in your life to help people who are coping with cancer draw closer to Christ.